What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 658 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the City of Vineland. It's KB coming at you solo dolo. We're going to talk some Phils, talk some birds, and we're going to give a shout-out to the best goddamn CFO in the business, as it's her birthday, for this episode. But before we get into everything on this edition of Underground Sports Philadelphia, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook.com/Underground Sports PHI, Twitch.tv/Underground Sports PHI, LinkedIn. You can also follow us over there. Follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311. and KBIZZLE11 on Instagram and Threads. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave a 5-star rating and review. It goes a long way for helping the show continue to grow. Helps more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia as a whole, and really helps us continue to hit new milestones and do more awesome stuff with and for you guys. And of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It is all on our YouTube channel. Smash that like button, ring the bell icon, leave a comment down below, your thoughts on who you want to see the Phils get at the trade deadline, your excitement about the Eagles being back, and anything else that may come to mind. And, of course, leave a happy birthday for CFO Margie in the YouTube comment section. And, of course, this show is presented by the City of Vineland, and the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's been a rough go for the Fightin' Phils lately as they lose the series to the Minnesota Twins on Wednesday. Final game of the series, 5-4. Just a bummer of a loss. Had an opportunity to win that game. They were winning most of the time and kind of just coughed it up again. They lose 2 out of 3 in Minnesota. Minnesota Twins, a good team. They're a good baseball team. It's a good litmus test to see where the Phillies are stacking up against some of these American League teams as well. But at the end of the day, when you have an opportunity to win a series against a good team like that, you need to capitalize and be able to showcase why you're the best team in baseball and why you're able to go out and, play up to those standards of being the best team in baseball. So it's a little disheartening that they weren't able to get it done, but again, bumps in the road, coming off the All-Star break, kind of getting your legs back under you a little bit. I'm not overly concerned. The trade deadline is still coming, and like I've said during this little slump, when the A's series happened, when the Pirates series happened, I'd rather a slump happen now. When the trade deadline is here and there's an opportunity to still improve the team, I'd rather it happen now than you slump in April and May and it knocks you down to where the trade deadline may not be as impactful, or it's August, September, and you start slumping like crazy and you have no way to dig yourself out of the hole. This is the prime opportunity that if you are going to struggle, do it now. This team needs some help. They need to plug some holes on this roster for sure. What they do is still very much up in the air in my opinion, but I think there's an opportunity for this team to really push some chips in the middle of the table, go and get some impact players, both pitching and hitting wise, and really just like secure your spot as being the top dogs and being the number one team in baseball and showcasing why you've been so dominant all year long. And on top of that, the guys that are still on this roster, that are currently on the roster, need to perform, and they need to get back to the status quo and where they have been all season in order for this team to succeed. It sounds easier said than done for sure, but you need guys like Bryce Harper to start, getting back on track. You need Alec Boehm to be the first half hitter that he was and driving in runs with runners in scoring position. And that has been this team's Achilles heel all season long, is they have not been able to capitalize when they have runners in scoring position time and time and time again. And it's not like this lineup isn't good. This lineup is very talented. It's one of those things that you just want to lengthen the lineup that much more when guys are struggling. And if you can add an impact piece, I'm not saying, on the fringe, not one of these, rumored platoon players to showcase with Brandon Marsh and everything like that. I'm talking about an impact, middle of that order, can help drive in runs. You can kind of separate, Boehm and JT a little bit. You can separate JT and Nicky C a little bit. And just make this lineup an absolute nightmare for opposing pitchers. That's what this team needs. And pitching-wise, I want them to bolster this bullpen as much as possible. Make this bullpen terrifying in the postseason, because last year we know things unraveled with Craig Kimbrell and the bats went cold. That was the problem with this team in 2023 in the playoffs. You need to alleviate that by going out and making sure you take care of those issues. And I talked about it on the most recent episode. Like, Dave Dombrowski has not really pushed chips in the middle of the table since he's taken over as the top dog for the Philadelphia Phillies. Brandon Marsh has been his most impactful move, and that's no slight at Brandon Marsh. He's a cornerstone piece of the future of this franchise for the next however many years. But when this Phillies team went to a World Series, they were 2 games away from winning a World Series against the Houston Astros in 2022. They should have beaten the Arizona Diamondbacks and gone to a consecutive World Series in 2023. There's still flaws with this team, and there's still flaws with this roster, and they have not been addressed at the trade deadline whatsoever. And, your second most impactful move was Michael Lorenzen, and I love Michael Lorenzen. I love his family. They've been nothing but good to us ever since they came to Philadelphia. But Michael Lorenzen ended up walking in free agency, so it wasn't like you retained Michael Lorenzen as a piece to move forward with this roster. So you need to get guys that you're confident will be here, will be impactful, and just make this a better roster. This team needs improvement, and hopefully Dave Dombrowski, John Middleton realize that, and Sam Fold and the rest of the guys in the front office are like, okay, what can we do to make this team better, and do so with impactful players. It remains to be seen, and I hope, things happen to where this team gets pieces and gets things for us to be excited about. As August gets closer and September rolls around, and then in October we have guys that we traded for that become folk heroes in Philadelphia because they helped this team and carried them in a postseason run. And hopefully in October, November, this team is raising a World Series trophy for the first time since 2008. But you need to be able to fortify that at the trade deadline and make this roster a juggernaut. You need to make this roster something that is terrified. You look at the Dodgers, and sure, they've done it in free agency and through trades. But when they're fully healthy, their lineup is terrifying. They don't necessarily have the starting pitching this year outside of Tyler Glass now due to injury and everything. But you look at a roster like that, and there's opportunity for the Phillies to showcase, that type of terror. You look at teams like the New York Yankees with Judge and Soto. You look at teams like the Baltimore Orioles, where they have this young core that they have built out. You look at teams like the Cleveland Guardians, who the Phillies will be seeing this coming weekend, who have the lineup, and they have overachieving pitching, but they have the lineup. You want a lineup and your pitching to be terrifying to your opponents. And that's what we need the Phillies to go and do and improve this team. They have a ton of these pieces in place, but they need a couple more impactful bats, one off the bench, one that can potentially be a starter every day for you in the outfield. And then you need a couple of bullpen arms here and potentially, a swing starter, because who knows when Spencer Turnbull is going to come back. Who knows, how long this Tyler Phillips run can last for the Phillies. Who knows, what they're going to be capable of doing. You need as much pitching as possible when the postseason rolls around. And I think, if there was ever a year to push the chips in the middle of the table, it's this year. Dave Dombrowski, John Middleton, I hope you're listening. Make this team formidable and make this team a juggernaut. Make them terrified by players and coaches and franchises coming into the bank, and make them terrified when you're going to their stadium as well. I'm excited to see how this Guardians series shakes out, and then the Yankees come to town, and the Yankee series goes down when the trade deadline is happening, and we are going to have a trade deadline live stream on Tuesday night to recap everything that went down, all the moves, all the roster riff-raff and everything that has happened over the past few days and weeks, and seeing, which teams won, which teams lost. Myself, hopefully Stevie Mack is going to join me like he promised. But that'll be going down on our YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the trade deadline extravaganza stream coming to you on Tuesday. But along with the Phils, the Eagles, they are back. Training camp is underway, and I loved what I saw social media clip-wise from Saquon Barkley, from the press conference with Jalen Hurts, cutting off a reporter and saying he and Nick Sirianni's relationship is in a great place, and I just love the fuck you mentality that this team has regarding everything that happened last year. I think what the Eagles are going to be doing this year is proving a lot of people wrong while still being an elite tier contender. There's a lot of doubt surrounding this team because of how last year ended up. And obviously when you have Jason Kelce and Fletcher Cox retire, who have been staples of this organization for years and years as leaders on the team, you're going to have a lot of questions. And I think the beauty in all of this is the Eagles have the leadership in place, and they have the players in place, and they have the culture in place to withstand the haters, withstand the doubters, and kind of, just block out all the bullshit moving forward. I think Jalen Hurts is a phenomenal leader. I think you have guys like Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown who lead by example. I think you have guys on this offensive line like Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, who go out and are vocal and lead by example type of guys. You have guys on that defense like Brandon Graham, who is still back. You have leaders on this team, on the roster, on the field, and on the coaching staff, and in the front office, who are not going to accept what happened last year to become the standard. That is going to be a blip on the radar type of thing, a fluke type of thing. And if you are not believing in this team, I feel bad for you, because I genuinely think this Eagles team this year is going to be a lot of fun to watch. I think they're, like I said, they are going to have this big old double middle fingers, fuck you mentality to anyone who has doubted them since last season ended to now and going forward. They are not going to accept the failures of last season. They are going to use that as fuel to be bigger, better, faster, stronger, and really showcase the talent that they have on this roster, and this organization is going to punch itself in the right direction. And I think everyone recognizes that. And when you add pieces like a Saquon Barkley, like the draft class that we brought in this year, I think some of the fringe free agents that you brought in too as kind of depth pieces and everything like that are also extremely talented players. So when it boils down to the end of the day for the Eagles, they're not accepting a new norm of things for what's to come. They are ready to shock the world, and it's weird to say that when you're a contender. You know, it's weird to say that, hey, we're a Super Bowl favorite in the NFC to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, but we have so many people who are down on us because of the last time they saw us. It was not the best impression. So we're kind of playing with a chip on our shoulder. It's a weird dynamic that they kind of have in the public persona and the public eye, and I think with a lot of fans too. Not myself, but there's a lot of fans out there that are skeptical, that are questioning Nick Sirianni, questioning Jalen Hurts, and I think if you're questioning Jalen Hurts, you're kind of a fool. I genuinely don't know what to tell you. But at the end of the day, this team is wildly talented. They're going to prove a lot of people wrong, and I'm excited for them to get going and get this group back on track and push towards that ultimate goal of being Super Bowl champions again. So that's fun. Now that the Eagles are back, we'll have some training camp updates here and there throughout the summer. But I do want to wish a very happy birthday to a very pivotal member of the Underground Sports Philadelphia operation. That is the one and only CFO Margie, who is also the best mom on the face of the earth. My mom and I have a very, very awesome relationship, and I am so thankful for that. You know, we're able to talk about anything, just about, and really, really just go to bat for one another. You know, I know I can go to my mom and she'll be in my corner for anything and everything I need. It's been unbelievable to see at the drop of a hat, you know, stuff that we do for the pod, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm there. I'll be there. I got you." You know, she's run cameras for so many shows. As somebody who was a elementary school teacher for 3 decades, is now helping run a business side of an internet company, and also, you know, learning technical things by running a camera for on-location shows all around the, you know, everywhere. You know, every single week for the Vineland High School football show, Guzman's Gridiron, she's there running the camera. You know, our live show in Philly for OTB, she's on crutches because she sprains her ankle days before, but she's there on crutches, running the camera, being there for us. She's out there, you know, contacting sponsors for us and trying to get leads on potential advertisers and partners for this show and all of our shows. She's at events for other shows that don't necessarily involve me per se. It's just part of our company, and she's there supporting. And that's just everything she does for Underground. You know, she's an absolute rock star, and one of the cool things that we've been able to do over the past couple years now is when we bought in for Philly season tickets for the first time with the Sunday season ticket plan, being able to spend a Sunday at a place that means so much to myself and so much to my mom, being the diehard Phillies fans that we are, and being able to spend that time together and do something together at this point in my life, as a 30-year-old, and it's awesome. I brag about it any chance I get, because there's people I know that don't have that relationship with either of their parents, and to be able to go out and almost every other Sunday spend 3 hours in South Philly with my mom and enjoy a baseball game, win or lose, and be able to laugh and be able to share pain and, just have something together that means so much to both of us is really, really special and really, really cool. And it's something that no matter what, and no matter how long it goes on, I will cherish every single game that I get to spend with my mom. It is one of the coolest things I've gotten to do in my adult life, and that adult relationship that I have with my mom, and still kind of be a kid at the same time. It's really cool. It's really, really cool that I get to do that, and I get to spend that time with her. And it's something we both look forward to all the time. And then, just having like the coolest mom ever, like, as for my entire life, I've had the coolest mom on the face of the earth, and she is just a legend. And it's funny, just to this day, are you Margie Bennett's son, is something I get asked all the time. Like, my mom is an absolute living legend, and from elementary school trips she was a chaperone for. One of the coolest moments I remember is her climbing up a tree to get a Frisbee that was stuck up there at Fort Dix, and people being like, holy cow, like, your mom is so cool. To her, just implementing and knowing her role in so many facets of my life, and my sister's life too. Like, same thing. Like, we both have such an awesome relationship with her, and she's truly a one of one of the most genuine, kind-hearted, thoughtful, talented, loving, and just all-around amazing humans that I'm the luckiest son of a gun that I get to call her my mom. And I love her so much, and I'm looking forward to another Sunday at Citizens Bank Park with her this weekend. And, for anybody out there that has an awesome relationship with your mom, enjoy it. Enjoy every moment. Enjoy every second. And if you don't, and there's an opportunity for you, pick up the phone and call your mom. Call your mom, ask her how she's doing, whether you have a great relationship or not. It is something that can really change the dynamic of your day, of your week, of your year, of your life. Just picking up the phone and giving your mom a call. And it's been really cool, like, in the mediascape, just seeing how accepted my mom has become in so many different ways too. It's really cool. And to have her full-fledged support, where I'm not working a traditional, schedule. I'm working so many jobs and, gigs, and trying to make the podcast, this company, my career. And to have not only her, but my dad as well, both of my parents, backing me, supporting me, understanding what I want to do, and what I'm trying to accomplish is everything and then some that I could have ever asked for. And I'm so thankful to have the coolest, most badass mom on the planet. And I love you, Mom. Happy birthday. I hope this year is the best year yet. And let's keep enjoying our Sundays at the bank and just keep having the best of times possible any chance we get. You're the absolute best, and I love you so much. Advice of the day: call your mom. Leave a comment in the YouTube comment section if you called your mom. I want to know. It'd be awesome. That's all I got for you guys on this episode. Make sure you're following us on the socials at Underground PHI, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook.com/UndergroundSportsPHI, Twitch.tv/UndergroundSportsPHI. Follow us on LinkedIn as well. Follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311 and KBIZZLE11 on Instagram and Threads. Subscribe to the pod on Apple, Spotify. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. Smash that like button, ring the bell icon. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Let's make that our goal. Let's keep it pushing. Come on, let's make it go. Get your merch from our awesome merch partners, phiapparel.co. It's been scrolling on the ticker below. Use code Underground for 10% off your order. And this show is presented by the City of Vineland. And whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process. And their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. And this has been episode number 658, a big old happy birthday episode to CFO Margie of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the City of Vineland. I'm your boy KB. I'll be back with another episode to get your week started off right. But until then, I'm getting the heck up out of here. I'm signing off. Peace.